What is going on, guys and girls? I am IDrewMan, and this is my Dark Souls walkthrough part 8. In the last episode, we took down the Bell Gargoyles, and in this episode, the bulk of it will be exploring Darkroot Garden and a bit of Darkroot Basin. I also take out Havel, and yeah, so I split this video into 2 parts due to some unfortunate events that transpired at the end of this video, which you shall see. Right here, I'm just using the souls that I got from the Bell Gargoyles. I went ahead and bought the repair box and the weapon and armor smith box so I could level up my weapon and armor and repair my stuff while on the go, so I don't need to go to the blacksmith. And I also leveled up a time or 2. Down here is the Titanite Demon. He is a fairly challenging enemy for new players. It took me several tries to kill him my very first time. If you do not know, I am using the Battle Axe +5 to fight this guy. I do a good bit of damage, but again, stamina is incredibly important on this guy. He has a few moves that are just simply incredibly hard to dodge. So, if you notice, I'm doing pretty decent damage against him. A way that you can get an advantage in strategy against this guy is to fight him on the stairs like this, because almost all his attacks will go over you. You'll notice, like right here, a lot of his attacks are just going over me, so that's a way to do it. I also recommend learning his moveset as well, like against other bosses. I recommend learning his moveset, so you know what to expect and what to look out for. While fighting him on this part, he never did his move that's incredibly hard to dodge. It's when he jumps up and lands on top of you. It's incredibly hard to dodge, so I mean, even if you have your shield up, he'll still typically just break your guard and still take out a lot of life, so you want to be careful of that. Yeah, so I was using the Battle Axe +5, and when you kill him, you get a few thousand souls, and you get Demon Titanite. You use Demon Titanite to level up boss weapons. Boss weapons you get when you use the souls of bosses, like when you kill like bosses later in the game. You get like the boss name soul, and you can use that soul with specific items to make those weapons like boss weapons, like a weapon that the boss used. So it's really neat. So that's what Demon Titanite's for. You can level boss weapons up to a total of +5. And if you notice, the last grass guy I killed, if you do not kill him, he will follow you all the way down here and kind of catch you by surprise. So you want to be careful of that. So just give you all a heads up. Down here, if you notice, there is a crystal lizard right there. You can sneak up on him or just rush at him like I did. I failed. I just missed him altogether. So he does come back if you rest at a bonfire or die. Or quit the game and come back, then he comes back. So yeah, right here, I'm coming over here to get the hunter armor set. When you start as different classes, you just have different equipment, and that armor, that equipment you just get there, is the starting equipment for the hunter. So, and over this way, if you come over this way, you can encounter the Black Knight, another Black Knight. We encountered one in the second or third part, and this is the second one that I have encountered in this playthrough. I recommend you lure him up here to this area where you have a lot of space to roll around, a lot of space to get around him and backstab him. Again, having upgrade weapons does a ton of damage. If you notice, I took out a big chunk of his life right there. This guy also does a lot of stamina damage right there. And when you have your shield up, you notice if he hits you a few times in a row, your stamina will be out, and there's not too much you can do about that. So, also, don't fail parries, be stupid. That move right there that he just did, that one's really tricky because it typically takes out all your stamina and there's not much you can do after that. So, you want to be careful of that. You can chain backstab him to take him out if you get the first one. And if you notice, I got a blue Titanite chunk. He also can sometimes drop the Black Knight Halberd. It's a fairly rare drop, but it's a really good weapon. The Black Knight Halberd is, so you can level that up using Twinkling Titanite. You get that from killing crystal lizards. And right over here, there's a bonfire, and I also picked up the Grass Crest Shield, which the Black Knight was really close to. What the Grass Crest shield does is it doesn't block 95% like physical damage. However, it makes it so you gain more stamina. Like, not the bar is longer, but like the bar will fill quickly or more quick. So it's a really neat little shield. I really like it. However, I do prefer other items to boost my stamina, such as a ring that I will show later in the game, and a mask that you can get later in the game. And both of those increase the amount of stamina increase the rate of how much stamina, how quickly it regenerates. But that shield is the first item in this game that you can get that increases your stamina faster. So if you want to use that, that's good. Right here I was being stupid and I missed the doorway. So just heading back up, back up again, and then hit the button, going back down. We're gonna get it this time. I was trying to get one of my gestures, but I couldn't find it. But whatever. So yeah, we're here again. So I was trying to push the button, go back up, but it didn't go, and I just decided to just forget it. So down here we are in the Valley of the Drakes. You want to be careful of these dragon guys. They shoot out lightning breath instead of fire breath. That does a good bit of damage, but you can just run past them like so. Follow. That corpse right there I just ran over. That one has the starting equipment for the bandit set. The bandit is the class I chose, so I had no need of picking up the items there. But you can pick up those items there, but you will probably die if you do, unless you kill the drakes. So up here you get an incredibly useful ring called the Red Tearstone Ring. What that does is when your life is fairly low, it increases the damage you do by a lot. Down here, it is possible to drop down there and switch weapons real quick and like roll and survive. However, I executed it not correctly, and my first death in the game was right there. So I'm sorry I died. Please forgive me. If you go up there, it's typically a one-way trip anyways. I've never survived that part right there. So if you do it, congratulations. But you know, it's not easy in the slightest. So back at this bonfire that rested at a moment ago. Now we're just heading on out. Again, this is where I killed the Black Knight, and we are headed off to fight Havel, or the follower of Havel. There is some debate whether this is really Havel or not. I personally do not think it is Havel, because when you kill him, you get Havel's ring, which specifically states that a ring that his followers used. And so there's that, and there's a few other factors in it, but I'm pretty sure that it's not Havel himself. Over here, if you notice, there are some crystal golems. They aren't too challenging, as long as you only trigger one at a time. Also, down at the lake at the bottom of the basin, if you notice, there is a Hydra. It is a 7-headed snake thing that shoots these white magic stuff at you. It does a lot of damage, and it's not super duper easy to dodge. But I decided to skip him for now, because I will probably come back later and kill him. But I want to get something called the Rusted Iron Ring, which makes it so you can run in water at normal speed. And this is Havel. The tricky thing about Havel, or the follower of Havel, is he will one-shot kill you. Whether or not your shield is up, he will still kill you in one hit. So yeah, you also can get his armor later in the game. It is some of the best armor in the game, and it also looks pretty freaking cool. But I got a little bit lucky in this fight with him. The best way to go about fighting him is chain backstabs. Even with a battle axe +5, chain backstabs take a while. I probably got about 10 backstabs on him this fight, possibly about that. But backstabs, where you want to go. I recommend, since he will one-shot kill you anyways, I seriously recommend wearing very little armor so you can get really fast rolls. And again, if you two-hand your weapon while backstabbing, it does more damage. That was pretty close right there. You can get his weapons also, his Dragon's Tooth and his shield. It requires 40 strength to use his Dragon Tooth and 50 strength to wield his shield. So I do not plan on getting it right there. That was really close. So that was another tricky thing. But Havel is definitely not easy. I've fought him a ton of times, so I'm fairly experienced against fighting him. But I died on him 10 times, probably on my first playthrough before I actually successfully killed him. And there's the Havel's Ring. What that does is it increases your equipment load by 50%. So that means you can wear heavier armor and still get faster rolls, or wear heavier armor and still get medium rolls, or wear the heaviest armor you have and get fat rolls, but still be able to wear the heaviest armor you have. So it's a really, really useful ring. Also, down at the lakefront, if you sprint down to the lake, you'll notice a corpse on the right side of the bank. If you run up to that, you can get the knight armor. I believe that's the starting equipment for the normal knight class. I'm not totally sure, but I think that's what it is. It's really good armor. However, you can get the elite knight armor later in the Darkroot Garden. So I decided to skip that and go ahead and pick up the elite knight armor later. If you notice, I did die, so this crystal lizard respawned. So I went ahead and made sure I took him out so I can get the titanite that he dropped. He dropped 2 twinkling and 2 large titanite shards. Twinkling titanite, as I said before, is used on unique weapons to upgrade them, such as black knight weapons, and the large titanite is used to upgrade weapons from +6 through +10, I believe. +9 or +10, something like that. But anyways, coming back through here, and since I died, these guys did respawn. It's sad, but they did. I prefer to kick this guy off the edge. A lot of times when you're attacking them, since your character likes taking steps forward while attacking, sometimes you'll fall off that bank. So I like kicking him off the edge by pressing forward and the not strong attack at the same time. You can do kicks. If you notice, I went ahead and did this to show the ambush behind me, and it almost cost me dearly. But I just wanted to let you know that there is an ambush. You can, however, kill this guy I'm locked onto now. You can kill him before he jumps out of the ground in the ambush. So I highly recommend doing that. There's really no reason that you shouldn't, but unless you just forget, I guess. But that ambush can be really tricky. It can really throw you off. So yeah, there's that. Those grass guys are really interesting. They have some unique moves. And over here, there is a fake wall right here. Just roll through that, you hit the next bonfire. This bonfire is an incredibly useful bonfire. I went ahead and just leveled up at it because what's wrong with leveling up, Leveling up's fun. So, over here, if you notice this door right here, this is the door that leads to Artorias's grave, I believe. And you cannot access it until you buy the Crest of Artorias from the blacksmith Andre. Right here, there's a trap. If you notice, I pointed out some of the grass guys. If you pick up the item, they'll jump out of the ground, and every time you run down here, they will be out of the ground. I decided to skip it so they won't come out of the ground. Right up here, if you notice, I ran over a grass guy right there. I totally forgot about him during this playthrough. When you come into this area, he will jump out of the ground and he will ambush you from behind. I totally forgot about that, so I picked up the partisan right here, and I turned around and he's like right there, and I just didn't see it coming. So you can kill him. I end up going back and running around where he was under the ground, and you can kill him before he ambushes you. He's right about here, so just be wary of him. And over here, you encounter a living tree, I guess. Well, you can kill it and it gives you soul, so I guess it's living. But anyways, just give it a few whacks and it'll die, I guess. And I'm pretty sure it's dead permanently. Yeah, it does. I don't think it respawns, so you don't have to worry about it. Again, down here you enter some interesting little guys, I guess. They're like stingrays on land that have, I don't even know what it is. Just, I don't know. Call it as you wish, just red speckled things. So you encounter some of them. What they do is they have some interesting moves. They don't do anything like no poison damage or anything, if I'm correct. But sometimes they drop green blossom plants. I actually get one of those drops in a second. But over here, you will be ambushed by about 4 or 5 of them. They'll all just jump out of the water. So right there I get hit, but I take one out. They're not too bad, but you do want to be careful while fighting him. Right here I get a soul of a proud knight. That upgrades your that gives you 2,000 souls to your soul counter. And right over here, if you notice, the dead body gives me a green blossom right there. And right over here, these are stone knights. You really want to be careful around them because they got some tricky moves. Like this move right here, that move is it puts into effect something called the Tranquil Walk of Peace. And if you notice the ring around me right now, that makes it so I cannot roll, and I walk really slowly. So you really got to be careful about that. You really got to make sure you have a lot of stamina, and it costs me dearly up here. Well, not that exactly, but other foolish events. So on this fight, this guy, I was really being stupid, and I was trying to stagger him, but that it really cost me, and I'm ashamed to say that this Stone Knight here caused me to meet my demise. But anyways, this has been an IDrewMan production. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for next time where we take this guy out.